Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Obsession, which is a new psychological horror movie I saw, directed by Cory Barlog in his first movie. Um, First of all, that's awesome. How this is his first feature-length movie, and it's huge. It's all over the place. I even had people I even noticed people at work talking about it, and like you've passed water cool threshold. You know how important that is? You make a movie so good that you get people of different demographics talking about it at their job. I I'm not usually into modern horror movies because I feel like a lot of them rely too much on jump scares over actually having a plot. But this movie, it has a great plot. This script is like very well done, very mature script, not just like mature meaning gory and freaky and stuff, but mature meaning it has a lot of substance to it as well as style. You have the theme of like I guess um, trying to control things that are not meant to be controlled. A lot of like relationship dynamics that delves into that, and I think honestly, Bill, if I was Bill, I would have just risked for to know what would happen if I confessed my love for Nikki, how she would react. That would be my wish, so I would know whether or not to do it. But he decides to overwrite her personality. Now, in Bale's defense, he didn't know that the Monwish Rilla was real, but I think after he realized it was real, he probably should have stopped seeing her. But also by then it was kind of too late because he got like a little insane. So, well, that's an understatement, right? Tough situation, isn't it? But yeah, this movie, I don't know, they have a lot of themes in it, which is interwoven without being overly preachy about it. I like that the acting is great. Michael Jason, I believe, who played Bale, did such a great job with his like facial expressions. Um, you could see this man kind of breaking inside, realizing he's made a huge mistake. He's great. I haven't seen him in anything. I know he was in Teen Wolf, but I've never seen Teen Wolf. But I feel like this could be a really big breakout role for him. So I'm happy to see where his career goes. Speaking of great actors, man, the lady who played Nikki, uh, Indy Navarrete, I believe is her name. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but I could see it now. This lady is going to be huge. She gave such a great performance because it could shift between being very charismatic and likable at the beginning of the movie, and then once she gets taken over by the wish, she could be chaotic and creepy and kind of pathetic but dangerous. Someone such a layered personality she brings into this role, and yeah, she like scared the shit out of me. It was great. Um, Man, what a performance. If it was up to me, I'd give her the Oscar, but I feel like the Oscars don't really respect genre movies like they should. Genre movies being like sci-fi, fantasy, horror, things like that. So, I mean, everything everywhere did win, though, didn't it? So maybe this has a chance. Yeah, it was also a very funny movie, which I wasn't really expecting going into it. But as creepy and disturbing as some of it is, it also has this dark sense of humor throughout. So if you're looking for good acting, good scales, good humor, good thematic storytelling written into a whole movie, you'd like this. It honestly reminds me of like a very long Twilight Zone episode. I was expecting Rod Serling to pop out of nowhere at any moment and give us a life lesson. See, this is why I used to be careful what you wish for in the Twilight Zone. Like it very had that kind of uneasy vibe to it. My favorite scene was when he was on the phone with the customer service, who my interpretation of that is he's the devil because of how nonchalant and creepy he was, and you saw the real Mickey screaming in the background. That scene was really chilling. Um, Something else I like about this movie is they don't feel the need to answer everything for you. Like they don't really answer who this company that made it is, what specific supernatural forces. They leave the meaning of the Hansel and Gretel incest poem up to you to decipher what it means. It slightly Lynchian. I know that role gets thrown around a lot, but in the sense that they don't necessarily need to explain every part of the movie for you. They kind of trust their audience to come to their own conclusions, which I really appreciate. But what I appreciate the most out of this movie is kind of what it stands for in the modern movie landscape, I feel like. Where companies are pouring $150 million into slop. Meanwhile, this movie has like less than 1% of the budget of that. And it's doing great. People love it. It's made its budget back over 150 times. It is, yeah, really big return on investment. So hopefully this leads the door to companies doing this more often. Instead of making $100 million movie that nobody really likes and people are going to forget about after a week, they can make a bunch of smaller movies that leave more of an impact. They kind of cater towards its audience a little bit more. And I think people will be talking about this movie, the same way people talk about Get Out or like The Shining or The Exorcist. Some of it did remind me of The Exorcist, this movie. So, yeah, only time will tell. But as for this moment, I really enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of Obsession. Are you obsessed with it like I am? Get it? Okay, bye.